the most frustrating few hours. Sometimes I just wonder why I bother. Vintage sewing machines are an absolute joy for me. But today, I could have thrown that motor right out the window. I really could have. So I've got a Bernina 520 record, and I'm working on that at the moment. So what happened was I gave it a clean, fixed all the things that were broken. When I put the machine on, it gave me a shock when I touched the spindle where the bobbin winder goes. Immediately switched it off, left it for the day, and thought, okay, today I've got the time to myself. Hubby's gone to take Mara and her friends to Liverpool for her birthday. I will redo the whole motor. So I took the motor off again, stripped it down to its absolute basics, and have started rewiring it. My soldering is so bad. Anyway, couldn't get the soldering to work, soldered it wrong. Then the solder was too fat, wouldn't go through the right hole. Then I put the motor in upside down. So the two halves of the motor's case get bolted together. And there's a little wire that goes to where the brushes are. Excuse me. And the brushes have a small wire coming off the copper coils and stuff like that. And they have to get soldered into place. Soldered them on the opposite sides that they should be. So it was only when I put it all together and I realized that my socket for the electricity was on the wrong side of the motor, that you can actually put it on the wrong side. So I took it all off and soldered or desoldered the two terminals again, took it off, had to get all the washers back in the right place, twisted it round the one half. Now the socket was facing the right direction, put it all back together, and then I had to solder the terminals back onto the carbon brushes. Did that, not brilliantly, but it was okay, got that done. By the way, those wires are so old and brittle, they kept breaking. I'm now down to the shortest little bits of wire you can imagine to solder with. So it's so bad, if anything goes wrong, it's not good. Sorry, I'm having a sip of my coffee. That's how frustrated I am. I had to have another coffee. Okay, then what happened? Okay, then I started wiring it. So there's two chocolate blocks on the top, which go to the, one goes to the light, and one set of wires goes to the foot pedal, and then all of these wires connect into the socket. So I got one into the socket, no problem. That was just one or two wires, I think. But into the second one go all the live wires as well as the capacitor. And I'd put some tinning, we call it tinning, onto the wires to make them nice and neat so that they didn't fray and that they were stronger. Well, it was too fat. So my four wires that should have gone into that terminal won't go into that terminal because it's all too fat. So unscrewed it again, tried it again, and then one of the wires broke off. So that was when I put it down and I've come downstairs for a cup of coffee. So I'm here just literally to rant. And to top it all off, I have got burns on 3 at least places on my fingers from the soldering iron. I have got to get better at this soldering malarkey. Some of the wires I can replace with newer wires, but the wires that come out of the motor itself, where the wiring is, like the copper coils are, they're embedded in there somewhere, and I do not want to go down that route. So anyway, I don't know if it's ever going to work again. I'm going to go back to it on Monday or Tuesday when I'm not so fed up, and I will attempt to recover that piece of wire and get it all together. Or I might ask somebody else to come and solder it for me, somebody who actually knows what they're doing. Anyway, there you go. So my 5:30 record is still not operational because I couldn't, after hours of all of this going on, get it all back together. So that's that. That is the sad tale of me, the motor, and the Bernina 5:30 record. So if you're listening or not, it doesn't matter, because that was just me ranting to the universe. Have a lovely day. Bye. Okay, bye.